Morriston Daver, you're next up here on NFL Daily. I think the Saints should sign another running back. What about David Johnson? So, it's funny. I was actually just on our Saints show the other day with Trey Gerard. He's one of the producers here. And we talked about running back is a need for this football team. I just don't think I go out and get David Johnson. Like, I get David Johnson's one of those names where you're like, I hear it and I can still think of David Johnson on the Arizona Cardinals, arguably the best running back in the National Football League. But now he's just a washed-up running back. I would say no, but I do think that New Orleans should at least be interested in another back. If it was up to me, I'd go out and get a familiar face, maybe like a Devonta Freeman, maybe like a Latavius Murray. But you're going to bring up David Johnson, and I asked producer Coop to just get 3 free agent running backs. So how about this? Who's the better running back out of this group here? Who's the best free agent running back? That's what we'll go with. Best free agent running back. Is it Justin Jackson, type JJ? Devonta Freeman, DF? David Johnson, type DJ? If you believe there's another running back out there on the free agent market that is better than those 3 names, then go ahead and spam O and their name down below. What up, Elijah? Do you think that the Saints are a playoff team this year? I do. It's just they got to be an average offense because that defense is super legit. I might change my answer if Alvin Kamara gets suspended for 4 to 6 games at the beginning of the season because those games could be detrimental to later on in the year. Michael Thomas is going to be healthy. I like Chris Olave. I was a big fan of the Trevor Penning move that they made. Jameis just needs to be able to take care of the football. If Jameis is the smart quarterback with the football that he was last year, where he had 14 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, then they can be a playoff team. If Jameis tries to sling it and goes back to the 30 for 30 that he was trying to star in, then that's not going to be something good for New Orleans. So out of the 4 teams that we see on screen right now, I have answered at least one question about every single one of these teams here on this mailbag. So out of those 4, which team is the best? Is it the Baltimore Ravens? Type BAL. Is it the Tennessee Titans? Type TEN. The Pittsburgh Steelers? Type PIT. Is it the New Orleans Saints? Go ahead and type no. Next question coming up here on NFL Daily is from Evan Hinders. What's up, my dog? Vikings trade Alexander Madison to New Orleans for a 2nd-round pick next year and a 4th-round pick the following year. Do you play Madden, Evan? Because this is a Madden trade. I know that you guys like Alexander Madison, and he's a good running back behind Dalvin Cook. Would New Orleans make some sense? Yes, because you got to remember Alvin Kamara is facing a potential 4 to 6 game suspension. But to get a 2nd and a 4th-round pick, you're not going to get a 2nd and a 4th-round pick for Saquon Barkley. For Alexander Madison, you'd be lucky to get I'll say you should be happy to get a 5th-round pick in 2023. But I think the Vikings would settle for a 6th-rounder.
From Tommy Tom, are the Giants going to trade Slayton or Toney? Maybe. I look at this Giants depth chart and I go, okay, you restructured Sterling Shepard, you kept Kenny Galladay, you now have Kadarius Toney, Darius Slayton, and you drafted Wan'Dale Robinson. And by the way, you have guys who played roles in recent years in C.J. Board and Colin Johnson and Richie James. And the numbers game doesn't quite add up to me for the Giants, especially if you want to have some special teams help at receiver 5 or 6. And you spend a certain pick on Robinson, you want to play him, you're just going to pay Slayton to do not a lot as a pure vertical threat. So I do think it makes sense for probably Slayton more so than Kadarius Toney as a trade target. Now, there are several teams who need wide receiver help. That is the Chicago Bears, I would argue, are in pretty dire straits from that standpoint there. I would not rule out the Browns looking for more receiver help. The Colts, if you want a lesser big body, maybe a shiftier slot guy since Paris Campbell simply cannot stay healthy. The Falcons are still in desperate need of getting another receiver. I don't think they've done enough at that spot quite yet. The Packers, you're going to bank on Sammy Watkins? Because I ain't. Slayton would actually be a good fit for their play style there. The Ravens traded away Marquise Brown. They could use one. The Saints never ruled them out in Tennessee. No disrespect meant towards Nick Westbrook-Akina, but I would get a new number 3. So of the 2 Giants wide receivers, who would you rather trade for? Kadarius Toney, who has some off-the-field effort issues apparently, or the less productive at times vertical threat Darius Slayton, but Toney's something with ball in his hands, a better player, but value, cost, etc. Pick one. DS for Darius Slayton, or KT for Kadarius Toney. Brandon Kinder, is it fair to say Matthew Stafford is a top 4 QB? If we are trying to take what we are expecting this year out of quarterbacks, it's a little tough to go down that route. I think you're going to have to take Josh Allen over Matthew Stafford. I think you got to take Patrick Mahomes, maybe Russell Wilson. I think Stafford, because he's come on the Super Bowl, really helps his stock quite a bit there. I think you still got to take Brady, by the way, Rodgers as well. So now we're outside of the top 4. I think you then start to include, he's probably in the tier of, I'm not going to anoint Herbert yet. He's in that tier. I think you're including guys like a Joe Burrow. Maybe a Wilson, I think, is probably more in that tier. Lamar Jackson, if he's not hurt and injured the entire season. I think he's one of those QBs you feel really great about as your franchise guy, even as he does begin to age, but not quite top 4 for me. Now, if you want the best NFL coverage on YouTube, then subscribe. YouTube.com/chatsportstv. Let's get to 3,000 subscribers as soon as possible so we can put that little notch on our belt. Plus, you guys get free NFL videos once you subscribe for free. From Jeff Rogers, if you had one drive to win a game, Josh Allen or Mahomes? I mean, yes, to answer your question, I think I'll go Mahomes since I've seen him win a title already. From Eastwood Satch, in your opinion, what team will jump from worst to first in their division this year? Okay, so I think Ravens have a really good shot because worst to first is a 2-game swing for them. They were 8-9 last year, last in the division. That would not be outlandish. The Broncos at 7-10 have a real chance for that. If Carolina can get a QB, which I don't know if they're going to be able to, they certainly make sense, but I would look at in particular Denver and Baltimore as the 2 most likely destinations because I don't believe in the Giants, the Jags, the Jets, the Lions, or Seattle quite that much. We are also on Rumble, friends. So if you have not already, go support us over there. Free, uncensored content on that video platform. Sports from us here at Chat Sports, plus other sites have news, politics, tech, business updates as well. Give us a follow for free so we can dominate that platform. Rumble.com/NFL Daily. James Heiner, which second-year QB do you think will have a jump in year 2? Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, or Justin Fields? Now, Bears fans are going to get pissy with me here. I don't think they've done enough to help Fields. The offensive line is still not great. The receiving core it's mid, to be honest. I don't like it all that much. It's average at best. Zach Wilson, the Jets have invested in and given a lot of talent to. I think Lawrence is going to take the biggest jump in year 2, though I'd probably rank them jump-wise in that order. That does not mean I'm out on Fields. I think it might be more of a year 3 breakout for him.